Well, good evening, everybody. We were just talking a little bit before this that this is a timely class for all of us right now. It seems like, I don't know, have you guys had everybody around you getting sick?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2 people.
Yeah, totally. And more each day. So we just felt that this was the perfect thing to do to kick off the new year and share some great remedies and some different things. Many of you probably know them already because many of you have been to some of our classes. But if you haven't used it, I get texts all the time that'll go, Kimberly, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? It's like, you know how to do this. Yeah, but I don't remember. And so if you haven't used it in a while, that's why this is kind of a refresher for those of you who have learned them. And some of you may not know them at all. And we're going to share all sorts of great things. But we wanted to get started tonight talking about, well, first of all, our immune systems. Number one, we've got to keep them strong. And so Kathy tonight is going to do a little demonstration. So if you guys brought your apple and you're on guard and you have a knife, how many of you have your stuff? Okay.
I'm going to carry you into the kitchen.
So Kathy's going to demonstrate that. And
this is like the fastest cooking class I'll ever teach.
Yeah, exactly.
See if I can get it where you can see. Can you see my cutting board right here? Yeah. Not that you have to see how to cut an apple or how to put drops of On Guard into a bowl or how to soak an apple, but you're going to see it anyway. So I have my bowl of water and I have an apple. I've washed my hands, by the way, but I'm probably the only person eating these anyway. I'm going to just
this, guys, is a wonderful, healthy snack, and it is packed full of antioxidants because it's got On Guard, and also apple pectin is really good for keeping you healthy as well. So it's just a wonderful snack. Put it out with friends, make it for yourself, make it for your kids. It tastes delicious and it serves a purpose and it's healthy.
So I did this at Christmas time. I had most of my grandkids here. A few of them couldn't come because of the winter crud, winter crud, and they had never had this. And I was so surprised that my daughters had never done it for them because I've talked to them about it forever. But the kids are like, oh my God, what is this? This is insanely amazing. You know, just the superlatives were going on. And I said, it's the On Guard that your mom puts on your feet at night or on your back. So I just put 2 or 3 drops. There's really no rule. Some people, I would put only a couple of drops for kids and a whole apple and a little more water. Just to make sure that they'll not freak out because of the spiciness of the cinnamon. But I like it a little spicier personally. I just feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck. Then you just soak your apples in the water. It's about as easy as it gets. And it keeps the apples nice and white looking. It keeps them from browning, which they have a tendency to do otherwise once they're cut. So if you're serving this or cutting this up and giving it to your grandkids or your kids, it's really nice because you can put it into baggies for their lunch break and their apples will still look pretty and not gross and make it a little bit more appetizing for them. But it's nice if you do this in the morning. You can cut it up. Talk to you for a second. You can cut them up, put them in the fridge in the bowl, nice and chilled On Guard apples, and you just have a really healthy snack throughout the day. But it's just a really nice an immune system boost as well. So cheers. I'm going to take them back into my living room spot and snack on them while we talk. This is going to be my dinner tonight.
Good job.
Awesome, Kath. Thank you. I haven't done those in a while.
No, we forget about them sometimes, and they're They're so yummy, you guys. And
Mhm.
like Kathy was saying, her daughters use the On Guard, but she'd never made the apples for the kids.
Yeah, you just assume people do it or remember it or will think about it, but they don't. And so I think this is a great time to do all of these little simple things for people to remind them, let your people know, remind your people, your friends, your family that it's a super easy thing to do. And it makes them really flavorful.
Yeah.
I like it. It's kind
It
of
really-
like the cinnamon candy apples.
Yeah, totally. And if you like more cinnamon, you can add another drop of cinnamon, or if you like wild
Mhm.
orange, just kind of depending on what you want, you can add another drop. But again, like Kathy said, don't put it on the apple, put it in the water
Yeah.
that you're soaking the apples in. It's a great
And-
snack. Hi, Jill.
And it absorbs really fast. You could put a drop of clove in. Clove would be a nice addition also. So
Absolutely. Yum. Thanks, Kath. So we've been talking about all the crazy stuff that's going on around out there, and with this new variant that's out there as well, it's, I guess, kind of lower. It's not as intense, but people are having like cold and flu-like symptoms. And Wendy found this wonderful little recipe on what is it? PubMed.gov. And so she's going to share with us next something that, well, I'm just going to let her talk about it. Wendy, would you talk about the study on PubMed?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it came out a few months ago, and I was really excited about it and invited Nikki to join me on a conversation online. And so what I'll do is I'll include the conversation that I had with Nikki in the email that you'll get in a couple of days that'll include the replay. But basically, the PubMed research study was investigating the efficacy of essential oils. It didn't say what company, but of course we know that doTERRAs are the best. The efficacy of essential oils to keep COVID from entering epithelial cells. And this particular research study was done in a petri dish, and they used intestinal epithelial cells. Epithelial cells protect all of the deep organs of the body. It's a layer of tightly packed cells. It's also found on your skin and your digestive tract and your mucus cavities. And so they were wondering, of 10 essential oils, which ones had the chemical constituents that would keep the COVID virus from penetrating the ACE2 receptor cells. And they found that 2 of the 10, hang on, somebody's trying to get in, 2 of the 10 essential oils worked well to reduce the number of receptor cells, which would lessen the opportunity for the COVID virus to penetrate the body. And those two essential oils were lemon and geranium. And all this research was an opportunity for others to then investigate more. So that was just an introductory research study. But I just thought, well, I trust my essential oils and they give me great peace of mind whenever I use them. And we had just come from convention and they were talking, Dr. Helen was talking about cellular protection. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to explore some uses for lemon and geranium. The research study did not say that they were supposed to be used together, but I went ahead and put them together anyway, because 1 and 1 equals 1,000 when you come with your essential oils, right? And so both of those essential oils are hugely beneficial to the body, but together they really help to keep the COVID virus from entering the cells. So the way I was using it was putting those 2 essential oils in a 30 ml spray bottle. And then I would spray my face, my hair, my skin, my mask, and I would just be breathing in that essential oil combination. I also used geranium and lemon in a hand and body lotion because the epithelial cells are on your skin. So you can just use it to moisturize and protect your skin. I also put them in capsules, and I know that Kathy was doing that as well. And I did that when, there you go. And I did that when the threats were particularly high. So I was doing kind of a lot of traveling back and forth across the United States and getting ready to move here. And so that's when I was taking them internally. If you don't have geranium, you might be surprised to know that the Zendercren oil blend has geranium in it. We also have geranium in our anti-aging blend and also in that really nice creamy moisturizer that we have. So if you don't have the geranium, you have other products maybe that you can use for the time being and then put geranium on your next order. So it gives the researchers a chance to go back into that study and hopefully have some clinical trials, some human-based trials to just see if our essential oils will protect the cells from COVID. So that's my little spiel.
Thank you, Wendy. Thanks so much. And I've been making them, and I don't know how many of you have ever made your own capsules. How many of you have made your own capsules? Okay, I feel see yeses and a few no's. So you can order them from doTERRA. They have them. I think they're like, oh, I don't even know, $6, $4, and you get a jar of them. I just have them right now in a little plain one, but it's just a regular little, it's made from vegetable. So it's just a little gel cap and you just take the top off. I don't know if you can see that. And then you fill it with oils. And then I've got this nifty little thing that I ordered from one of the essential oil companies. And it's just this little thing where you set your capsules right in it. So it makes it a lot easier. So like today I filled 3 of these lemon geranium caps. So you can see I've just got it halfway full. I did 4 drops of each, the lemon and the geranium in there, but it makes it so much easier than trying to hold the capsule and putting the oil in there. So I just make them up and then I leave them sit in this little thing. And then it reminds me to take them. So I've been around a lot of people. I'm, for those of you, most of you know that I live in my van and I'm for the winter and I'm traveling all over the place and I'm meeting a lot of different people. And some days I'm alone, some days I'm with people. But so when I'm around people, I'm just taking these just to make sure, you know, I figure what the heck, right? An ounce of prevention. And I like the way Wendy made a little spray. I haven't done that, but I just may, you know, I'm not crazy about the smell of geranium.
Kimberly, are you having any issue with the lemon, making them in advance with the lemon and melting because I've had that happen before. So, okay. I didn't know how long I could let them go before they would start.
I'm making 3. I've made them at night before bed and they're fine the next day. I don't make more than 3 generally.
But do you take those 3 the next day or just 3 at one a day?
Usually I've taken 1 at night and then the other 2 the next day. So they've lasted 24 hours.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah. And they might, what, Linda?
I've had lemon almost melt my capsule before I could get it in my mouth. So
no, that's why I had to ask.
Yeah.
I've seriously had lemon just destroy it. So maybe are you putting the geranium in first?
I put the geranium in first. Exactly, Linda.
Helping to not melt a capsule.
Yeah, exactly. And it lasts. So, and sometimes I'll put a little bit more geranium. I'll do maybe 5 drops geranium, 4 drops lemon. But so far I haven't had them melt.
Good.
And you can also put them in the fridge, but I just have them sitting out on my counter here in my van and it works just fine. So thanks, Wendy, for sharing that. Yeah.
So Kimberly, it's just the oils in the veggie cap.
That's all I put in there. Yep,
okay.
And any coconut oil or anything else, just those 2 oils. And honestly, there's been a couple times where I've added copaiba and only because I'm getting to the point now where anytime I make a concoction, I add a little copaiba or copaiba because copaiba is like a supercharger. And anytime you add it to whatever, it seems like it kind of supercharges the mixture. So I put that in there quite often as well. So just remember that good old copaiba when you're making any of your little concoctions. So any other questions on that at all?
I have that same thing and mine came with a magnet on the back. So I actually have that little capsule maker on my refrigerator. So sometimes you can get it with a magnet. Yeah.
This has a magnet as well.
Yeah. And you just put on your fridge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, but my refrigerator doesn't stick on my fridge in here. It's not
You
real.
know, we buy stuff and then we forget to use it. So if it's on
Yeah.
your refrigerator, you're going to see it all day long, every day.
Yes.
You won't lose it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good point, Carrie.
But I
So-
won't like the way it looks, so I'll put it away.
And I have it in my doTERRA bag with all my oils, and I just
Yeah.
keep it in there. It's flat enough that it fits, so it travels well. So excellent. So then we're going to move on to kicking the winter crud, and we've got so many great recipes and so many great ideas, you guys. This worksheet, if you haven't downloaded it, we'll get it to you afterwards. So just maybe type in the box if we with your email address so we can send it to you. But it's called Kicking the Winter Crud. And I would highly recommend printing it up, you guys, and keeping it somewhere handy. You can keep it on, for those of you who like it in front of on the refrigerator, put it on your refrigerator. Otherwise, put it in your drawer. But I'm telling you, these are the main things that come across through the winter, and you're going to want these recipes. So we're going to, Terry, I'm going to have you kick us off on this worksheet and talk about all the fabulous oils and their properties. And so
blinking there.
take it away, Terry.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I think this is just the neatest thing in that these oils listed here are antiviral, bacterial, and fungal. All three of those things apply to all of these oils. So it's pretty amazing, actually, that we have these tools in our kitchen, for example. I mean, that's where mine are anyhow. And by the way, we used most of these, or several of them, half of them probably, when COVID ripped through our family. And each person had a little remedy for each symptom. So we had one for the cough itself, doing the breathing treatment, of course, the normal breathing treatment oils, which are included there. And then we were using Breathe also, actually, for any kind of, coughing or tightness in the chest. And then we were using the, let's see, the symptom, what else did we have here? Oh, just fighting the virus in general. We were alternating oregano and melaleuca, rolling them on our feet. Okay, just fighting the virus in general.
Mhm.
And the fever, of course, a peppermint on a nice washcloth really helped fight that fever and cool everybody down. But the fun one that I thought that really helped me the most actually was the Frank and rosemary blend we put together. Everybody had one of those, and it was for combating the brain fog that came along with this wonderful little virus. So all of those are fantastic for fighting for in the early stages of COVID. Okay, that seemed to help us. We all just went right to the protocols, and yeah, we weren't 100% for a week or so, but none of us were comatose. Nobody turned blue. We were able to fight it off in a normal way and support our immune system. So in doing so, all of those are amazing oils for that. And of course, On Guard, standby On Guard, it was running in the background, right?
Mhm.
I just tried picking that little red hair off my screen. It's not mine. Anyways, so yeah, and I'm just realizing how powerful thyme is as an antiviral.
Mhm.
And I hadn't been using that at all. So I am sold on that too. So
Awesome.
the point is that we have so many options. Okay. So, I mean, how lucky are we really to have all of this right here?
Yeah.
And so then, of course, this wonderful flyer Kimberly put together here, I think is just, it's covers many things. Included in this is the seasonal irritants and allergies. Okay, so allergies are really, you know, such a fun thing, right? Sometimes they get you when you're not paying attention. I mean, for me, sometimes seasonal with the spring flowers and everything, but also it sometimes can be something kind of subliminal, like as I'm walking down the aisle in the grocery store, I'm forced into going down the laundry detergent aisle or something like that. I mean, my allergy, it just, you know, it is so strong to me. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
So, and so I'm realizing that chemicals are really, I'm very sensitive to these chemicals. And so I'm also a swimmer. And so I swim, you know, probably 4 times a day in the mornings. And I came to an interesting observation not too long ago. But basically, as I was walking up the steps to get into the pool, I'd get halfway up these steps and all of a sudden my nose would just, I mean, it would just fill up. And I didn't even pay any attention to this for years and years. I finally realized I'm allergic to the chemicals. I have a mild allergic, you know, reaction to those chemicals in the pool. So I did this simple little roller of lemon and lavender, peppermint, and wild orange and Roman chamomile. And sometimes I switch out the melaleuca on that. And I roll it right on my lymph nodes here. It's a recipe Kimberly helped me with a long time ago. And ever since then, I don't wheeze halfway through the practice. I'm able to finish it and fairly strongly and not feel completely wiped out at the end of it. So very powerful and very effective as for allergies. Okay,
Wow.
any kind of allergy too. So, and then of course, throwing some eucalyptus in a diffuser is also quite effective. But like Kimberly said, there are many recipes, many options, sprays, rollers, diffusers. You can use them in many different ways. Switching them up is always recommended.
Yeah, good
So-
point, Mary. Yeah.
I
Thank
have
you.
a question. I'm
Yeah.
so new to this. And when you put them in a roller bottle and you put them on the bottom of your feet, are you using those full strength, or what's the fractionated coconut oil for?
Yes, you will always use that as the carrier oil. And I use the rule of no more than 30 drops of any oil or any combination of oils in a 10 ml bottle roller. So only about 30 drops. Otherwise, your body just isn't assimilating it, or it can't. It's just too much, I think. That's my belief. And then the rest is the fractionated coconut oil.
Okay.
Give it a good shake. And
So the same with the sprays?
well, the sprays are going to have a different, it depends on the spray and how you're using it. So you'll need to, there's recipes for that. I think Wendy probably has something particular she can share with us for that. The lemon and geranium. I'm interested in that too. What her recipe content is on that, but yes.
Yeah, so excuse me for interrupting, but for the spray, it was a 30 ml spray bottle, the ones that we have in the accessories tab from our doTERRA site. And you add about 10 drops of geranium and 10 drops of lemon. And, you know, Susan, it's such a great question when we're asking about particular recipes and remedies. And one of the things that I always share with people is what Kimberly told me years ago when I first enrolled: you can't make a mistake. So just don't worry about using too much or not enough. You know, you'll know. It just sounds crazy to say that, but it's a rather intuitive approach to using your products. The other thing that I do, Susan, is I look up on Pinterest. Are you familiar with the website? Sure. Pinterest? And I'll look up, you know, how to make a hand and body lotion with essential oils, or how to make my own personal spray with essential oils. And that's what I did for the lemon and geranium products. I just looked up what the percentages of oils to the base carrier was, and that's what I did. So
Okay.
it's not
Because
rocket science.
I thought that you never use the oils straight on your skin.
You can use them straight. It just depends. It depends on your
Okay.
own personal level of sensitivity. If you're an older person with delicate skin, if you're a child, you're going to be diluting those products. If you're using them on a pet, you'll be diluting those products. But, you know, chances are that you'll be fine. And if you're not, you do have particular sensitivity for oils, then maybe the safest course of action is to always dilute it. Interestingly enough, I find that lavender is one of the most common essential oils, and yet that's the one that a lot of people tell me they have a sensitivity to. So if you're cautious, then just go ahead and dilute them. But again, just you'll know.
And we also,
Okay.
the
Thank you
hot
for-
oils, right? I mean, we do have the hot oils. We always will dilute oregano.
Absolutely. Actually,
cinnamon.
could you scroll down to the bottom of this page, Wendy? Because we list the hot oils. So that was a good idea to bring right here. It says oregano, cinnamon, and thyme are all hot oils, and they can cause skin irritation. So dilute with a carrier oil for skin, dilute with water when ingesting, or consider applying directly to the bottoms of the feet. So that was another question. Is it safe to put oils on the bottoms of your feet? That's the only place you can put hot oils without diluting them. It will not burn the bottoms of your feet. If you put oregano on your arm or your face or something like that, it will burn. But when you put it on the bottoms of your feet, they call it neat. And actually, I think we were gonna have Carrie talk about the delivery systems. Carrie, did you want to talk about delivery systems?
Sure. I was waiting not to interrupt, but one thing that I do is, because I share oils a lot, I carry around my little bag in my purse. And I actually gave one of these away. I just put fractionated coconut oil in one of my old bottles and put a sticker with nothing on it. And so if somebody has a reaction, I just roll the fractionated coconut oil over it. And you can buy it on the doTERRA back office. The other thing is that this is one of my favorite things, and doTERRA has it in a 3-pack because I'm super allergic to a lot of like foo-foo anything. And so I actually use this. I put fractionated coconut oil in a spray bottle, and I add lavender to it. I can't put it on my face because it makes me very sleepy, but I just put 4 to 20 drops in the bottle. It's about that big. And then I literally squirt a little bit of this. I shake my glass bottle and I squirt a little bit over the lotion, and I deliver it to my entire body. This is the Spa doTERRA hand and body lotion, and it comes in a 3-pack. It's actually a better price if you order all 3 together. But that's one way you can use the oils. People use lavender in their face all the time, Susan, but sometimes we all react differently. So that's one way that I use lavender. It makes me sleepy if I put it on my face. So I can use it at nighttime, but it really helps with body ache. So that's one way. But like Wendy was telling you, there's no right way. I use oils on my feet too. But one of the other things that Kimberly taught me in the very beginning, and this might even be a bottle from the very beginning, I just ordered these and now we have them in doTERRA in our back office, but it's in the accessories, like Wendy said. But lemon, lavender, and peppermint, you can buy the capsules pre-made from doTERRA. They're for allergy, and I take one in the morning and one like around noon to 3 o'clock. And they really help with they act as an antihistamine in your, like that phlegm that's just dripping down your throat. We have a lot of wind here. And so anyway, I just take it, and I started out putting 2 drops of each because it was so strong. Now I'm so used to the oils, I put 5 drops of each. So when I share this with someone, they almost choke on it. So you start small and then you move up as you go. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you is that when you finally get a blend and you decide that you want to use something, again, if your oils are put away, you won't use them. So I take mine. This is the flu balm, and we have it in a glass jar. It sits on our counter in the kitchen. My husband and I have shot glasses that we literally sit, and we just put our water in, and we put our 2 drops each and it's on the recipe sheet there, Kicking the Winter Crud. So that's one way to deliver it. The other thing is I'm going to be a hygienist for a minute. Our On Guard mouth rinse. If you think about it, when you get sick, you have a cold, you have sinus, you have allergies, what is on your toothbrush? So this is the general idea of changing out your toothbrushes. If you're sick and you have a toothbrush, as soon as you find out you're sick, start treating yourself with the oils and then throw that old toothbrush away. And then when you're completely over it, you're going to get another toothbrush. So for every sickness, you need 3 toothbrushes. And this sounds weird, but don't use your electric toothbrush then if you don't want to buy a $20 tip. Just use your regular toothbrush. But you can actually take the On Guard mouth rinse and just pour a capful. This comes from doTERRA like this, so it's got a decorative cap. That's way too much to use. There's a smaller cap right here, and you can actually just put like a little dash of that and swish with it. You know, the directions are on it, but you gargle for 1 minute, spit out the excess. Try not to eat or drink for at least 15 minutes. But you can also, if you have an occlusal guard, a partial, a retainer, denture, one of the things that I like a manual brush, I have electric ones too, but this is an extra soft one. I put water in a glass. You can do a coffee cup too. You can use something like this. It doesn't matter, it's porcelain. And you just put a little bit of water. And right now, because everyone around me has had COVID, I actually put Melaleuca in there. And all I do is take my undiluted bottle and I just pour 1 or 2 drops in here. I throw my toothbrush in, it soaks all day long. And it soaks at nighttime too right now. So you can add clove, you can add the mouth rinse. But I don't know if you guys can see, I have my retainer and my occlusal guard in there.
Okay.
Those are porous. And so as disgusting as the thought of it is, they're absorbing all of the things that are in our body. I'm not going to throw it away. It's $500 for the little blue thing I have. So you soak it in the water with just a little bit of your oils. And I prefer Melaleuca right now because I just do. It's antibacterial, it's antifungal, it's actually antiparasitic. And there's a reason ivermectin is working on some people, antiparasitic, because of the molds and the things that they go along with viruses and colds. So I'm not a doctor, I'm a hygienist, but so that's what I do. And then the other thing is, remember, if you use a denture brush or a partial brush, or you have any attachments, throw that in there as well. And then also floss. If you have a floss holder or you have dental floss, I have dental floss from doTERRA. It's in a kit and you can actually purchase it from them, but it has On Guard on it. So when I go to floss my teeth, I'm actually getting On Guard between my teeth. But one thing to remember is you don't have to buy special floss. Sometimes you can't buy it by itself. You have to get a kit. All you have to do is use your string floss, dip it in this water before you put all your stuff in it, pull the wet floss out and use it. And you just saved yourself money too, because you're using your regular floss. Even if it's waxed, it's going to have the oil sticking to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Carrie.
You're welcome.
Great idea.
She's our oral health helper. And when you think about it, how nasty our mouths get, it's like the germiest part of our body, right? So these are
and
really,
you can reinfect.
yes. So it's a really good point. I don't, especially about the toothbrush, throwing away toothbrushes. I'm really bad about that. So yeah, thanks for that reminder, Carrie.
You're welcome. Buy them at Costco. Really soft though. Buy soft.
So awesome. So yeah, thank you for scrolling back up again. So as you can see, we've compiled a list of all of the different antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal oils. They all have those properties, and there's other oils as well that are not on this list. But just know that using these oils, if you are fighting off a virus or fighting off a bacterial infection, getting them on the bottoms of your feet, because maybe you're out of one of them. Sometimes that happens. Oops, let me put my video back on. Sorry. Sometimes that happens. We may run out of a particular oil. Well, you can replace, if you don't have oregano, use the thyme oil instead. So don't be afraid. And as I said, print this off, keep this. It's an important sheet. The next thing, begin using oils at the first sign of effort for the most successful outcome. Seriously, guys, Wade called me the other day and said, I got a sore throat. He says, I'm going home to do a breathing treatment. And I said, okay. I mean, he knows what to do, and he's got all of his own oils when I leave him at home for the winter. And so I said, well, why are you doing a breathing treatment if you have a sore throat? I said, why don't you gargle? So sometimes we don't think of the most logical things to do. So think about, where is the issue? You know, I mean, yeah, it's not going to hurt. The breathing treatment's great because you're getting it into your throat. But my sentiments are, you want to get that crap out of your throat. You want to get it off of your tonsils. You want to get it off your tongue. So gargling and spitting is really a good one. All right. The gargle and spit. And I just use, let's see, can you scroll down a little bit? I think I have that on here somewhere. Throat irritation, there it is on the bottom. But just take a cup of warm water, not hot, but warm water, and just use 1 drop of oregano, guys, and 2 drops of lemon. All right. If you're afraid of oregano, you can go ahead and just use the On Guard. That's fine. But I'm telling you, this oregano kicks butt. So when you put the oregano in there and the lemon, just stir it up real good and just take some in your mouth, gargle as long as you can, and then spit it out in the sink. Gargle and spit, because you just want to clear all that out, right? Then you can drink the last little bit of oregano and lemon water and get it down your throat all the way. But I'm telling you, it's the fastest way to get rid of any sort of throat issues at all. And so he was like, you want me to gargle oregano? And I'm like, yes, I do. And I said, if you get in your lip and it's to sting, just grab the olive oil bottle or fractionated coconut oil and just take 1 drop of it and rub it on your lip, and it's not going to sting anymore. So just, I like you guys to know that, because some people are thinking, oh, it hurts, but I'm telling you, it'll just blast it right out. Yes, it is.
People need to be aware it is going to be potent. You did that to me at leadership one year when I started feeling sick during leadership, and I'll never forget it because I was just unaware and surprised. I hadn't ever done it before. So I think if people just understand it's going to be a little stingy and spicy before they start doing it, it won't be such a shock, but it is incredibly helpful.
Yes, it is super effective. And so that's one of my top favorite recipes. And then the other one too is scroll up a little bit if you would, Wendy, please. Okay, so I'm sorry, there it is, cough and chest congestion. So we were talking about the breathing treatment. So there's a number of different oils. Terry was saying that she was using when they were all sick, that you breathe, peppermint, eucalyptus, any one of those, you can put them in the palm of your hand and breathe them. That's one of the delivery systems. You can massage them over your chest with some fractionated coconut oil. But Dr. Stauer's respiratory breathing treatment is the bomb, you guys. Terry's holding up the mug. You just get a mug of coffee, or a mug of hot water. You want to boil the hot water, right? And then you're going to put 1 drop each of oregano, tea tree, peppermint, lemon, and On Guard. All right. And you're going to put this in your cup and you're going to breathe that vapor in from the mug. Now it is really potent. So I always tell people, hold the mug away from your face, because they have a tendency to stick it right in their face and then they start gagging, right? It is really potent when you first pour it. But I'm telling you, breathe that into your sinuses, breathe it into your lungs as long as you can. Generally, after about 3 minutes, it's not as potent anymore anyway. So I just breathe that in and you will feel it. When I've had a cough, it's stopped the cough. Like it's just an amazing, amazing treatment. And if, try to blow the stuff out, like when you're breathing it, you're probably going to get a little runny nose. So try to blow that out. It helps clear it out. And then if I haven't dripped snot into my cup, then I'll drink some of that liquid when it cools down a little bit. But, obviously if you're holding your face over it and you've got snot dripping in the cup, do not drink it. Okay.
I find it helpful to wear my glasses when I'm doing it, because it keeps the spiciness out of your eyes, because it makes your eyes run pretty wildly if you don't have glasses on. So I always have my glasses on and I have a tissue with me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll
That's
And
good,
definitely.
breathe,
Kathy.
and breathe through not just your mouth, but breathe through your nose. Go back and forth and take turns breathing through each orifice, so to speak.
Absolutely. And it is miraculous that one thing, that's what Wade does whenever he starts feeling crappy. He goes home and does a breathing treatment immediately because he knows that you're nipping it in the bud. And again, I can't stress, the minute you start to feel something come on, guys, use your oils. Don't wait. Don't say, oh, I'll see how I feel tomorrow, because tomorrow it could take hold. And we have the ability to fight this stuff off with these magic bottles of potions. And so, another way to fight like the sore throat, where we were talking about throat irritation, doing gargling with the On Guard and oregano. And I also, two things I like to do topically is these are, I've got a bottle of frankincense and a bottle of On Guard. And now these are these are the touch oils, the 10 mil, and they're pre-diluted. So I'll take the frankincense and roll it over my neck or my throat, and then I'll put the On Guard right on top of it. And so I'm fighting it from the inside as well as the outside. And I will keep those by my bed. So if I go to sleep with a sore throat, I'll gargle before I go to sleep, and I'll roll those on. If I wake up to go pee in the middle of the night, I get it on. So having them handy is key, because if you leave them in the kitchen or somewhere where it's not convenient, you're not going to use them. So that's really key, is making sure when you're feeling crappy, pull out all the oils, look at the sheet, look at the oils that you think you can use to make you feel better, and keep them handy, and then you'll use them, or make a roller bottle of a blend of something. So the other thing you can do is the Flume. It's another great, take those same 5 oils and put them in a roller ball with fractionated coconut oils, and then roll it on the bottoms of your feet, the back of your neck, on your spine, all of that. So that just kind of helps get it into your entire bloodstream, so you can fight off what's going on inside your body. Another kicker is the ear. Oh, I'm telling you, that ear relief. You can do it several different ways. You can tear a cotton ball in half and put 1 drop of oil and just gently set it in your ear. Never, ever put essential oils in your ears, okay, guys, or your eyes. But by putting it on a cotton ball and setting it in there, you can do that. Or you can just put it around your mastoid bone. So put it behind your ear and in front of your ear. And there's 3 oils. Any one of them will work. Lavender, tea tree, or basil, any one of them, whichever you have. But if I feel ear discomfort of any means, I get it on immediately. And if you put it on before bed, you'll wake up in the morning and your ears will feel great. It's amazing. I wished I would have known about it when I was a kid, because I used to get earaches a lot as a kid.
Question.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if any of you have these little boxes, these little trays, and you can put your oils in them. I have just recently, I was really getting serious about my Itovi, and not that I'm sick or anything, but this is what I have on my coffee table, right smack dab in front of my face. And I change it up every day. These are the oils that I do every day. So I can go into the kitchen and fill it up with whatever I'm going to be using that day and put it right in front of me on the coffee table. So if I'm sitting down or in between working, because I've been cleaning and stuff, I'll throw them on.
I love
And
that.
it's really handy, I have found.
It's a great
Yeah.
idea. And I hang this in my medicine cabinet in the kitchen. This one's going to get a clear plastic, because if you touch the oils and touch your paper, then it smears. But I literally do that. And then we have a bunch of these. It's free. It's already at home and I can see through it. So I like your idea. I have to have them out or I won't use them.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm finding that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great reminder, Lori. That's a wonderful way
That's a center location to my little room here.
That's great.
Exactly. Super smart. Like with me right now, because I'm making the capsules, I'll keep the capsules and the lemon and geranium out when Wade had COVID and was in the hospital. I had a little tray, but I like the basket idea better. But I had a little tray and I had everything on it for the geranium lemon capsules and all the different things that I was doing during that time, including all the quercetin and, you know, the vitamin C and D that I was taking to make sure that I didn't get the COVID from going to the hospital. So,
I have a question.
yeah, Susan.
And I'm sorry to ask all these basic
No.
questions. It'll be my last one tonight. But I have had a horrible problem since March 1st with tinnitus. And I hear chirping crickets all the time. And it turns out after my doctor went through an exhaustive questionnaire and all on it, that it's a reaction to the COVID vaccine. And I got it exactly 2 weeks after receiving the vaccine. It has never gotten better. It was the first shot. It's never gotten better. It's never gotten worse. I can't get rid of it. It's 24/7. And I'm just kind of looking it up real quick in the
Did you say tinnitus, Susan?
tinnitus, the ringing
In
of the
your
ears.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering if any of you have experienced any good recipes that could help that.
I've heard helichrysum works very well.
That's this one. It's diluted. My friend used it and it took her tinnitus away, but it comes back every once in a while. And so it's pre-diluted and you just do what Kimberly was saying around the ear. But I would also put it on a cotton ball and put it in your ears while you sleep at nighttime, because then you're getting it diffused in your ear canals.
Okay, and was that a roller ball that you just held up?
It's pre-made by doTERRA, and it's one of their it's helichrysum touch, and you can order it on the website.
Okay, thank you so much.
It comes in a regular oil bottle too that's not been diluted yet. So you have the option of getting it either way.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you.
It's good stuff, Susan. And another one that they say that potentially can help with tinnitus is also peppermint. So you might try that as well, but not in your ear. Don't put that one on the cotton ball, but you could, do the helichrysum around your ear first, and then maybe, layer some peppermint over it. So those would be the two that I'd recommend. Anybody else have questions or anything on what we've talked about, or?
So don't put the helichrysum or the peppermint on the cotton ball and place that in your ear. Do not place it in your ear, just outside of the ear.
Well, you could put helichrysum on the cotton ball.
On the cotton ball. Okay, I
But I
just
wouldn't-
wanted to
but not-
clarify.
Yeah, but not peppermint.
Okay, why not the peppermint? Is it too strong?
Well, it would probably burn the ear. Sometimes even when I've put tea tree oil on a cotton ball and put it in my ear, it creates a little bit of sensitivity, because the ear canal, that skin is so sensitive. So I just would not put the peppermint in there. But, it's amazing. By putting the oil around your mastoid bone in front of your ear and behind the ear is so very effective, Dawn.
Okay, well, I will give that a go.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So anyway, there's all sorts of little tips and tricks on
Thank you.
fevers, sinus congestion. I want to talk a little bit about the Neti Pot. How many of you have ever used a Neti Pot before or are aware of what it is?
I have, yes,
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I had a bad experience the last time I used it.
you did.
I
Use it in
did.
the shower.
Yeah. It's some people hate it and some people swear by it. So I'm just going to talk about it for a minute. There's a Neti Pot and then there's a nasal rinse that you can squirt it up there. Some people prefer that instead of the Neti Pot. But it's wonderful. And if you can flush out the sinuses, it's really great. And I recommend when you do use the Neti Pot, you're always going to use room temperature distilled water. And when you use it, always use the saline packet. If you're going to add the oils to it, still use the saline packet. So I put in 1 saline packet, and then I add 2 drops of any of the following oils. They're all gentle enough to put inside your sinus cavity. So those oils are tea tree, rosemary, eucalyptus, lavender, or frankincense. Any combination of those oils, or if you just want to use one of those oils. And I kind of switch it up because, again, look how sneaky viruses and colds and bacteria are. They morph, right? Just like COVID is doing. And so by switching it up and using, maybe rosemary one time when you're doing the Neti Pot, and, maybe eucalyptus and frankincense the next time, you're really hitting it, and the virus doesn't know what to do. And when you're getting it in your sinuses, you're clearing all that crap out of there. It's really good stuff. But for those of you who do not, who have an aversion to using it, I get it. There's another way. So it's the Q-tip method. And you notice I've got adults only under sinus congestion there, because you do not want to do this in front of kids because it's dangerous. All right. So you're going to take a Q-tip and I put fractionated coconut oil. That's what FCO is, fractionated coconut oil. And then I use a drop of any of those. I usually use 2 drops on that Q-tip. And then I gently swab the interior of my nostrils. Make sure you're sitting down. We women, we're multitaskers. And, I've caught myself before sticking that thing in my nose, and then I'm just going to walk into the kitchen. Well, if I trip or something, I'm a goner. So guys, when I do this Q-tip, I now sit down. I sit down. So I force myself to not get up and move, and I gently swab the inside of both of my nostrils. And sometimes it'll make you sneeze a little bit afterwards, or, blow your nose, but it really helps. And once again, you're getting those antiviral, antibacterial oils up into the area so it can fight what's going on in there. And it's another amazing way to do it. So, for an aversion with a Neti Pot, I recommend that. And I know Kathy, tell them what you do, Kath.
I use the pick my nose method. I take Correct-X in the tube, and I just put a little dollop of Correct-X on my pinky finger, and I pick my nose very thoroughly. Just rub it all around in there. And then I take the Correct-X and put a dollop on my other pinky and put that one up in my other nostril. And it's so incredible. It not only opens you up after a few minutes, you'll end up tasting it in your sinuses draining down the back. But it's protective. Think about it. You have mucus in there to protect yourself. Well, this is an added layer of sticky ickies or sticky wonderful, I guess I'd have to say, that is protecting you. And at the same time, it's killing any bugs and germs that are in there. Plus, it's very healing this time of year because you get that dry nose. I don't know if anybody else kind of gets icky, dry, scabby noses in the winter, and it's incredibly healing. You'll get rid of whatever's going on with 1 or 2 treatments. So I do that almost every day.
It's great.
Yeah.
I have that right now, so thank you. I might try that tonight. I use the Correct-X all the time for little cuts and things. I've never thought of using that. It's already pre-made. It's ready to go. Yeah.
Great. I use it on my dog for everything.
I didn't even know about it.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's a
amazing.
great product. A little tube, and
I'm adding it right now.
yeah,
My
correct.
God.
It's got
It's like the size of a Neosporin tube, kind of.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of used interchangeably. If one were to have grown up using Neosporin, kind of use it in the same way I would use a Neosporin, sort of an antibacterial, antibiotic kind of usage.
Super cool. Is that new?
No, it's been around forever.
Oh, it's been around forever.
But
It's
it's
great
really
on
good.
scars too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't know
Oh
if
my
you
gosh,
heard
where
me.
have I been?
I don't know if you
Okay.
heard me say, but I use it on my dog all the time for all of the dog boo-boos, and it's
Yeah.
incredible, and it's calming because it's got the lavender in there, and he truly loves the scent of it now, and he just lets me put it anywhere I need to. So, and it works.
Love
Yeah.
that. Can I share something with you? This is kind of interesting looking, but you can buy these online. I did a class once, and this is why I have one. They come in packs of like 12. It's a nasal inhaler. And so I'm thinking of if you're at work or you are going somewhere and you can't pick your nose. I like that idea. Or use your Q-tip, or you're in the kitchen and you just need to, you don't stick this up your nose. It kind of looks like other things, but you take and you can put the oils that Kimberly had talked about, the ones you prefer. It's a little cotton swab thing. You just drop it in there, and there's a little cap that comes with it. They're plastic and they're made for oils. And you literally have holes on the tip of this, so it acts like a temporary manual inhaler. And then to cap it so that it's in your purse and doesn't get all gross, you just put that on it and it screws on, and you can actually buy these online at one of the oil companies. Yeah. And it looks like chapstick or, other things, but it's kind of a fun thing. And you literally just sit with it. And even with us wearing masks when you have to, some people refuse to wear them, others wear them everywhere. And you can actually have it in your pocket and just like do a little treatment in between patients or in between work or in between, stores or whatever. So it's just a tool, but it's not that expensive. It's pennies. So
Thanks, Carrie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, I think we've run out of time, guys. So if there's any last questions that we
I
can
have a
answer.
question. It's not 100% related to this, but how long do oils last that have expired? Is one still supposed to use them for a certain period of time? I have a few that are running out between April and December.
It's a great question.
Stock.
Rose, actually, doTERRA at one point didn't have expiration dates on there. Now they have to put them on there because they can lose potency, over time, but honestly, they really don't. If they're exposed to air a lot, if you leave your oil bottle sitting open, or if it's in the sun or in the heat or whatever, then it can get kind of weird. But these oils are pure, so they don't get rancid. They're not blended with anything. Now, sometimes if I make my own roller ball of something, a combination of things, and I put fractionated coconut oil in, and it's been sitting for many years and not been used, sometimes I can notice it's got just kind of an off aroma. And that's because of the other stuff that I put in there. It's not from the oils itself, it's from the carrier oils. Like olive oil can go rancid quickly. Coconut oil doesn't go as quickly unless you use the flavored kind, the regular kind. So I would say continue using them.
These are ones that I haven't even opened yet. So that's, why. And I did have a chat yesterday with someone on doTERRA.
Yeah.
It was very confusing how she was going into lot numbers and all this stuff. And I went, I'm going to wait till tomorrow night. And
I wouldn't throw any.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
She tried her best. She said, "Did I answer your question?" And I said, "No, not at all, but I appreciate it." Thank you. Very nice of you, but,
Yeah. She tried, but
she did try, and that was fine.
Yeah.
And I have one more question. Again, I hope it's okay. I had carpal tunnel surgery, and I'd like to know what would be best for surgery scarring. Does anybody know scarring? What would be good for scarring?
Helichrysum and frankincense would be my two go-tos.
Yarrow palm.
That's
And
what I was gonna say. Yarrow palm.
Yarrow palm. I have the same thing. I had surgery in March on 3 places on my hand, and that's what I'm using. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yarrow palm?
Yarrow palm and helichrysum every day.
I was using helichrysum, but they were saying not to use it right at the beginning, I think, because something to do with the blood, right? Clotting or something like that.
you want the circulation to continue. So in the beginning, you don't use it right on it, but as soon as
Right.
it starts to heal up, then you do. But yarrow
Right.
palm is, I put it on every day. I put it on my face and then I rub it on my hands where I have scarring. Yeah, I have
Is
several.
that best for all kind of scarring? Like
I would say yes. Yeah, look at Wendy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I love it.
My grandson had a little spot here that he had surgically removed, and he's 14 and he's not happy that he has this little scar there. So
Yeah.
I said to my daughter, I'll find out exactly. I mean, I look up stuff in the book, but it's nice to hear.
Absolutely.
experience.
Yeah. Any one of
Frankincense.
Yeah, any one of those oils, Rose, would be great. And sometimes boys, have aversions to things just because they do, right? So whatever he would be open to using would be great. The roller ball with the frankincense or the helichrysum is so handy and easy for a boy to use, or you could make a little blend. The thing is with the yarrow palm, he'd have to put it on at home because it's blue. He'll look like a Smurf if he tries to put it on during the day. So you want to make sure that if he gets it on, that he really rubs it in with something good, so he doesn't leave little blue marks on that part of his face.
Right.
And use a tube of Correctex.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that worked great. And it sticks for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Already pre-tubed. I mean, it's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Good
I
idea.
have like 5 tubes.
And
Yeah,
smells,
there you go. Give that to him.
and frankly, for a boy, it might smell better,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
yarrow palm has a scent and helichrysum has a little bit, they aren't as awesome smelling
Yeah.
if you're not used to oils.
Right.
So
No,
the-
my
And
husband,
might
And
be a good-
everybody's used to tubes of stuff already. So,
Yeah.
Correctex would be perfect.
yeah. Great idea.
my husband had a hole here. He fell off a ladder and he was using basil. I mean, it was amazing how the basil healed. So I was curious if that is, I mean, he fell off the ladder onto his hand and had a huge gash there. And
Wow.
he started using basil after a while and it was
Not since
amazing.
our walk.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, basil is so great. It's a great anti-inflammatory,
Be careful.
there it is.
great healer for any sort of like bug bites and bee stings and things like that, and for infection. Basil is an amazing oil. It's amazing. If you look, that's one of the fun things that you can do is if you just take one oil and open up your book and read about all the different things that oil can do, it will totally blow you away.
I'm in that book a lot.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, guys, in the interest of time, we did record this. So if you missed any part of it, I know a few of you came on a little bit later. Wendy will be sending out the recording, and we'll also post it on This Stuff Really Works in our group on Facebook. We'll send you the recipes. If you haven't gotten the recipe, let us know. Dawn, I just sent you yours.
Thank you.
I emailed it to you. And
Thank you.
anybody else need it?
I need it. I
I
tried
do.
to open it from Wendy's email, but it wouldn't open. It didn't take
Okay.
me anywhere.
Did anybody else have that problem?
I did once. It said had a message. Oh, it said, I'm sorry, you'd like to unsubscribe, is what it said. First time I clicked it, second time I clicked it, it went to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine didn't work. So
Yeah. So Jill, I'll send you one. And
Okay.
Are you referring to the supporting your immune system page?
yeah, that,
The recipes?
Yeah.
Got that.
There's, one's on the front of mine and one is on the back. We only did the crud one tonight, not the immune system one tonight.
but the tips on that other sheet will be really great for you as well. And we'll probably do a class on those, but when I put that together years ago, I just had it all on one. So it's all great information that you have at your fingertips. And we want to help you guys stay healthy and help you keep the people that you love and care about healthy. So now you've got some tips and tricks right at your disposal, and you can share that with, you know, the other people that are in your family that are using the oils, you know, print them off a copy so they've got it in their kitchen as well. So thank you so much for joining us, you guys. It was
Thank
great to
you.
see everybody.
Great.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.